Football fans, if you were unable to see the live action of the 2018 FIFA World Cup from Russia, Bermuda Broadcasting Company would like to take this opportunity to inform our valued viewers. We will rebroadcast all 64 matches of the 2018 FIFA World Cup from Russia on ZFB TV7 nightly. The rebroadcast will start at 8 p.m. and end in the early hours of the next morning. This will coincide with the FIFA daily schedule.
You're watching Bermuda Broadcasting News. It's Monday, July the 2nd. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us tonight. The Esso Tiger Mart in Crawl Hill, Hamilton Parish, was robbed between 12:30 and 1:30 this morning, but owners say very little cash, if any, was stolen. The robber or robbers turned the cameras away from the floor, but strangely attempted to put everything back as if they were never there. Co-owner Lorna Dixon Marable and Supervisor Nakia Brown explain further.
Unfortunately, for the first time in the history that we've had the station, which is about 15 years, we actually had a break-in within the station. We did have a break-in, I would say more a robbery, about over a year ago, and that was outside at one of our kiosks. Minimum was taken. This time, the attempt was actually the digital machine. Nothing within the station was taken. Everything was intact. It looked like they were after cash. They did get through, unfortunately, through one of our back doors. They came into the C-store and they dragged the machine outside. They attempted to try to get the cash out, but unfortunately, you can't get the cash out of those machines. But thank goodness, everybody was safe. Nobody was in the station at that time. It was in the wee hours of the morning, and nothing was taken. My supervisor, who was one of the first people to come in the morning, did a thorough inspection, and she could talk about what she found.
What did you find?
I found everything strategically replaced back, but of course the back handle was broken off, so I knew something was actually happening that shouldn't have been happening in the store. So I just done a walkabout, found some areas that had been tampered with. The electricity was shut off, the main generator was shut off, so whoever was attempting to make the robbery knew what they were doing.
Yeah. And no effort whatsoever to go for the ATM.
That's bolted. That's bolted to the ground. They don't want HSBC. That's bolted to the ground.
Absolutely. And when she means strategic, meaning that they put everything in place, so it would be very hard for us to detect that there was actually any attempt of any kind of robbery. So they put some thought into it, but it didn't seem like they were quite knowledgeable that the digital machines, they're not that easy to break into, and they do not hold that much cash.
In other news, vacation rentals have always been part of the tourism offering, but have been made more popular thanks to sites like Airbnb and HomeAway. They can provide a supplemental income for homeowners and soon for the Bermuda Tourism Authority. The Vacations Rental Act 2018 commenced today. Going forward, vacation rentals will incur a 4.5% tax. Tony Waterman joins me on set today. Tony, who exactly falls under this new tax?
Well, the government, Diane, is defining a vacation rental as any place which provides sleeping accommodation for fewer than 10 guests. And it includes non-land-based options. So if you've ever perused the Airbnb options here in Bermuda, you may have noticed that some boats offer accommodation. You can rent out a room on a boat. So the vacation hosts are now going to have to get a vacation rental certificate. They're going to have to go and apply for that. They're also going to have to start collecting 4.5% tax. If they do not do those two things, they could be on the hook for a fine up to $10,000. So the tax is expected to raise $750,000. The money, as you mentioned, is going to the Bermuda Tourism Authority, and in return, the Tourism Authority is going to offer some promotional support. So it's going to put up a special place on its website to start promoting these vacation rentals. So it commenced today, but there still remains a lot of uncertainty. So it's unclear does the tax apply from today? Is it for those reservations that take place from today onwards? How is this money going to be collected? Is there a deadline for when these individuals, these hosts, need to actually be registered and get this certificate before they could face one of these fines? I called the government today. They said they're in talks with the BTA and with each other to try to hammer out the details around this new law, but and that we're going to have some more details later this week.
Oh, okay, well, so Airbnb home sharing, this is very popular now. How are other governments handling regulation?
Well, what we're seeing in Bermuda is not all that different from what we've been seeing globally. So there's really been this push to put some structure around sites like Airbnb and HomeAway, and kind of for a good reason. So the places that are very popular, the people who actually live and work in those communities have complained of soaring property prices, soaring rental prices, or not even being able to get an apartment because landlords are opting for the shorter term, often more lucrative option of going with an Airbnb person as opposed to your traditional tenant. So governments have stepped in. Paris, this is one of the places that is most popular for Airbnb. They have come in, they put a cap of 120 days on their rental units, and they've also required hosts to register with them so they can track how many days people are hosting guests for. In Dublin, you have to get planning permission if you're going to turn over to one of these short-term rentals. In New York City, you're subject to a fine if you rent out your property for shorter than 30 days. But the one that's really been grabbing a lot of the headlines in the last couple of weeks has been Japan. This is also a very popular destination for Airbnb users. What happened in the middle of last month is that the government rolled out new regulation, and it capped the number of days that hosts could rent out their property, but also required them to get registered. A lot of these people didn't meet those requirements, so it led to the forced cancellation of thousands of reservations. So that does not look good for Airbnb. That does not look good for these hosts. It doesn't look good for the government, and it could have an impact on the tourism industry. You have more than 500 Airbnb listings here in Bermuda. Back in 2016, the average host was making close to $15,000 a year. So this is something that you don't want to potentially go down the same road as what we've been seeing happening in Japan. So we should have a bit more clarity later in the week.
Wow. So watch this space. I'm sure we'll have more on this coming up, and a lot of people will be involved. Okay. Thank you, Tony. Okay, so in other news, the opposition One Bermuda Alliance has shaken up its structure with a party announcing today that Senator Justin Mathias has been promoted to chairman of the party, having previously served as deputy. Senator Mathias was defeated by the PLP's Curtis Dickinson in the recent by-election in Warwick Northeast. An OBA announcement says he was appointed to the chairmanship unopposed and will continue to speak up for opportunities for young Bermudians, a reduction in the cost of living, and improving the education system. And that's not it. Word has reached our newsroom that OBA leader Gene Atherton has plans to remove Mr. Mathias from the Senate, as well as OBA Senator Andrew Simons, and replace them with OBA newcomers Robin Swan and Victoria Cunningham. We reached out to the party for confirmation, but have not heard back by news time. We'll have more for you after this short break, including all the latest weather news. Stay with us.
The second half of June and the first half of July, we are going to be very busy in the store, and I expect you all to be in your station while you are on duty.
Papa George, being that this meeting is up early, can we watch the World Cup in the big screen?
What World Cup?
There's a myriad of snacks out there, something special for everyone on match day, and you're likely to find them at Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
I didn't order this one. This is the wrong item.
What? These are the wrong size.
I wanted white pants for the white party.
These are way too big. Oh my gosh, this is not what I ordered.
Finally in Bermuda, announcing Mailboxes Unlimited's Internet Return Hub. Now for an 85% savings, no matter how you brought your items into Bermuda, you can return your items back to the U.S. easily. Mailboxes Unlimited's Internet Return Hub. Stop by today.
Body good and you're special to me. Wanna make you my lady officially. If I want thing, me hate a fern killer. Me no believe in a fern killer. Family, I me say family. Love me to the end, but none of them not close to me like the most high. Tell her about cha-cha, cha-cha. None of that not close to me like the most high. Tell her about cha-cha. Ain't no one can love you like I do. There is no one to love you like I do. Come on, lady. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? You feel like a bad man, keep it to yourself. Don't bring it to Jamaica, keep it to yourself.
Welcome back. Well, if you're one of the more than 300 people in Bermuda diagnosed with cancer every year, the diagnosis can be hard enough. But for those who are underinsured or not insured at all, such a diagnosis comes with the added burden of often exorbitant health care bills. That's where charities like Bermuda Cancer and Health Center can help. It subsidizes the cost of services, including radiation therapy. The center has a new CEO, Lynn Woolridge. She's been in the post for less than a month, and our Tony Waterman snagged the first interview. They talked about her objectives in her new role, as well as the competition for donor dollars.
There are a couple of things that we have to address. Number one is paying down our debt. As you know, we implemented the radiation therapy unit. It's been in effect now for a year, and there was a capital campaign to raise funds for that. I think there was a $10 million budget. And so there's still funds that have to be paid down. And certainly working on repayment of that debt is a priority. As well, I think you always have to ensure that your staff are well taken care of and that they're happy with the work that they're doing. So one of the first things I'll be doing is sort of reviewing all the job descriptions and making sure that we've got the right fit for people everywhere. So that, of course, is extremely crucial. And I think for me personally, having come from the for-profit sector, I need to make sure that I understand the differences between the nonprofit sector and the for-profit sector, just so that I don't, overstep any boundaries or make any missteps.
I want to talk about profit versus nonprofit in a minute here, but I'm just curious, where does that debt repayment stand right now?
A lot more than I would personally like to hold on my personal bank account. I think it's probably around $1.5 million, $2 million. So I think that the center has done quite well in resolving some of that debt, but there's still some to go. And with the number of charities that we have on island and the fact that everyone needs assistance and all charities are overburdened, we have to make our case to make sure that we can get the support and sponsorship that we need to be able to reduce that amount.
There are a large number of charities on island when you think about the size of the population, the size of the island. What is that competition like when it comes to donor dollars?
Yes, there are a large number of charities, and sometimes there are minuscule differences between charities that appear to be targeting the exact same populations to support. But the work has to be done. I know that some time ago there was a consideration by the Charities Commission of maybe having some sort of consolidation of charities. I don't think that too much progress has been made in that respect. In terms of competition, while we provide a number of diagnostic imaging services that are also provided by other persons on the island, when it comes to the radiation therapy unit, we're it. And so we have to figure out, how we can balance providing those services to the people who need it, and asking for our fair share, or maybe even more than our fair share of contributions from our sponsors and donors, but particularly our corporate sponsors.
Something that's perhaps not a direct competitor would be diabetes, but this is something that's really been in the spotlight. The health minister has called it an epidemic. Is there a competition there, even though it's not a direct competitor?
The truth of the matter is, and everyone has known for a while, that when it comes to causes of illness in Bermuda, we fit in right with the OECD. So diabetes, hypertension, obesity, those top three are important factors for us in Bermuda, as they are with our neighbors to the south. Yes, there's competition for dollars, but the center has always wanted to focus a lot on education and screening and treatment. And so if we can focus our dollar energy on prevention, then we don't have to worry about competing for the diabetes money.
And we'll have the second half of Tony's interview with Lynn Woolridge tomorrow. They talk about Bermuda's healthcare system and the role insurers can play in bringing down the costs. Turning to weather news, a few showers for our Tuesday. Here's the latest from AccuWeather headquarters.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
This AccuWeather forecast here on ZBM is brought to us by our friends at the BF&M Insurance Group. We are glad that you are with us as we have a little swirl in the atmosphere just to the south. You can see this counterclockwise flow, and that is an area of low pressure that is slowly going to drift to the west. But you can see it's kind of a messy looking satellite view. We have some areas of cloud cover that will linger behind that, and we're seeing some of that over our area. So there are some showers nearby, and there will continue to be the chance of some showers. And also the waves are a little more agitated because of this mild troublemaker just to our south and west. This is not going to become a tropical storm or hurricane. It's going to move to the west, and it is going to remain fairly weak, but it's just enough to keep things stirred up a bit, and temperatures are right around 80 degrees. We'll have more warm nights here. We've had a hard time really cooling down well over the past month or so at night. Right now, winds kind of shifting from the northeast to the southeast. Eventually, it's an east wind at around 10 to 15 knots. Humidity around 75%. 80-degree air temp. Water temp looks good. Feels good, 82. And again, on the inside, we only have 1 to 2 foot waves, but on the outside, especially in the southeast side, still 3 to 5 footers are churning. And because of that, and because of the continuation of that, a small craft warning is in effect for Tuesday. So boaters beware. By the way, just recently had a low tide, so the tide will be slowly coming in through the evening hours, and high tide is scheduled for 12:30 a.m. And then tomorrow morning, low tide around midday on your Tuesday. With those bigger waves, we will also have high tide. So tonight, partly cloudy. It is breezy out there with this low pressure system just to the southwest, and there will still be the continued chance for a shower or two. We may even see a thunderstorm at some point on Tuesday, but spotty showers are going to be around, possibly a thunderstorm. It'll remain breezy, and we still have highs around 82. So here's Futurecast. You can see the swirl of low pressure to the south and west. And as we step forward in time into the day tomorrow, it just gradually begins to pull to the west, a little closer to the U.S. coast slowly, and that'll also be kind of the influence here, drawing that moisture to the north and to the west, and that will continue the chance for some showers in our area. Gateway forecast, it's been real hot in the northeastern U.S. and across parts of Ontario and Quebec. It's beginning to cool down slightly. It's still hot, though, 91 in Boston. Spotty thunderstorms there. Atlanta, typical heat there. Miami, a little drier. London's warm as well, 80 degrees there in the UK. Down into the Caribbean, spotty showers and storms in Jamaica, Trinidad, and Tobago. We are also tracking a weak low pressure system right over the central Gulf Coast of the U.S. It's moving west, and it probably will not become too organized. It will not influence us, though, in any form. So scattered showers remain in the forecast here Tuesday and Wednesday, possibly a rumble of thunder on Tuesday. And then we'll gradually dry out. It'll still be breezy on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A little brighter out there with a reduced chance for showers. Back to you.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
I was diagnosed with illness. Very frightening because my son had just turned 1 and it was the cancer. So I'm young, new baby, and I needed to get the care that I knew would be definitive so that I wanted to be around for him for a very long time. I got in contact with BF&M, and BF&M was able to commit at that time to doing at least 50%, so we were comfortable, okay, well, we're gonna go. We got off the plane, actually, the day of the procedure, and on my way to the limo, my case manager called and she says, Kiana, we got it, you're covered at 100%. And I cried all the way to the office because I was just so happy. The BF&M difference is that I really felt that the case manager really was concerned about my overall care, and because of that I really appreciated them. I think that personal care, that willingness to listen, and then to work until they were able to get it so that I could get full coverage really made the difference for me.
I just got the best night's sleep on this Beauty Rest mattress. This is cause for celebration. Okay, good night.
At Dreams, we don't just sell mattresses so you can get better sleep. We do it so you can be awake. Dreams, the mattress professionals.
Oh, what a feeling.
Who will raise the title as FIFA 28 World Cup champions. Witness all the action as 32 teams go head-to-head for a supremacy for the coveted title. Bermuda Broadcasting Company is pleased to present 2018 FIFA World Cup live from Russia from June 14th through July 15th. Join us for the 21st edition of this historical event, exclusively on ZFB TV7 and ZBM TV9. Keep it locked in for all 64 games that include pre-game and halftime shows and much more. 2018 FIFA World Cup live from Russia is brought to you by Colonial Group International, Butterfield, Lindo's Group of Companies, and Bermuda Motors.
Magic System, Red One, Shaoki.
Confirmation today of an attempted breakout from Westgate Correctional Facility earlier this year. Details are sketchy, but we understand one inmate made it outside the perimeter of the jail, but not much further. Wayne Kane's Minister of National Security today stated, quote, there was a significant security breach at the Westgate Correctional Facility 2 months ago. I'm pleased to advise the public that the inmate was unsuccessful in his attempts to abscond. The inmate is going through the disciplinary process in accordance with the Prison Act 1979. The acting commissioner of corrections has been tasked with reviewing and updating all security standard operating procedures and presenting the findings to me over the next few days, end quote. And some kind of good news. We're a month into hurricane season now, and the outlook for the remaining 5 months looks increasingly below average. In an updated seasonal outlook, researchers at Colorado State University say they are now expecting a total of 11 named storms, 4 hurricanes, and only 1 hurricane of Category 3 intensity or higher this season. That's a significant reduction from its May 31st outlook. The weather company has a similar outlook. Cooler than average water temperatures are partly to thank, as is possible transition towards El Nino. El Nino typically suppresses Atlantic hurricane activity. That being said, all it takes is one storm to cause significant damage, and experts agree that everyone should prepare regardless of seasonal outlooks. Still to come, Real Basin will have all the latest sports news in just a few minutes.
I attended the Mirror Super Camp. It was an awesome experience. I got to meet a lot of new people.
And then we also learned about the 8 keys of excellence. Keys open doors, keys open doors.
Super Camp is not like other camps. There's a strong focus here about looking at the options and the choices you have available to you and choosing the one that best reflects who you are.
I learned a lot about the way that I have to keep pushing and persevere no matter what's going on.
The best thing about Super Camp? It allows you the space to truly be yourself.
Anytime somebody finally came into their own presence and felt comfortable being who they were, that was a special moment for me at Super Camp.
Super Camp is about exploring who you are and transforming yourself.
It only gets better!
We invite you to join the transformation of a generation.
Football fans, if you were unable to see the live action of the 2018 FIFA World Cup from Russia, Bermuda Broadcasting Company would like to take this opportunity to inform our valued viewers. We will rebroadcast all 64 matches of the 2018 FIFA World Cup from Russia on ZFB TV7 nightly. The rebroadcast will start at 8 p.m. and end in the early hours of the next morning. This will coincide with the FIFA daily schedule.
Bermuda swimmers increased their medal count in Aruba. Bermuda finished 8th in the Caribbean Basketball Championships, and Daniel Phillips' win streak continued in the Bahamas. Earl Basin has the details and much more in tonight's sports package.
Bermuda swimmers are in the medal hunt as the CC Can Swimming Championships are going on in Aruba.
Bermuda swimmers took their overall medal count to 16 after winning 8 more medals during the day. There were 4 gold, 3 silver, and 1 bronze medal captured. Brian Desmond captured a gold medal in the 13 to 14 boys 200-meter freestyle when he touched the water in a time of 1:59.73. Logan Watson-Brown won the gold medal in the 13 to 14 girls 200-meter freestyle in a time of 2:08.84. Jesse Washington won the bronze medal in the boys 18 and over 200-meter freestyle with a time of 1:54.22. Logan Watson-Brown won the 13 to 14 girls 50-meter butterfly silver medal with a time of 29:07. Madeline Moore won the 15 to 17-year-old girls 50-meter butterfly gold medal with a time of 28:13. Peyton Zelkin won the silver medal in the 13 to 14 girls 400-meter IM, touching the water in a time of 5:18.99. The 13 to 14 girls 4x100-meter freestyle relay team won the gold medal in a time of 4:07.67, and the boys 13 to 14 4x100-meter freestyle relay team captured the silver medal in a time of 3:46.61. The controversy of having 4 players denied the opportunity to play continued as Bermuda took to the court for their final game of the FIVA America Cup 2021 Caribbean pre-qualifiers in Suriname. Bermuda was once again forced to play short. This time, just 5 players were dressed, with Chris Crumpler not able to play due to injury as they took on Montserrat, a team they had previously defeated. However, Bermuda on spent legs could not repeat the feat, but gained many fans in their effort throughout the tournament, falling 57-47. Tejo O'Reilly was the top scorer for Bermuda with 16 points. Jason Lowe added 12. Adam Correa scored 9, with Seward Smith scoring 7, and Vernon Lamb III scored 3 points. Daniel Phillips's undefeated run on the Caribbean Junior Tennis circuit continued as he continued competing in the Bahamas at the Junkanoo Bowl. Playing in the under-14 division, Phillips defeated Clint Newry from Bahamas in straight sets, 4-love, 4-1. Phillips then defeated Dejean Francis from Bonaire in straight sets, 4-love, 4-love. 5 youngsters and 1 adult from the Wing Lam Kung Fu School under the guidance of Sifu David Simons competed in the 20th Anniversary Invitational Sender Cup and Tournament in Florida. Jashay Allen Lemontage won the bronze medal in the Advanced Open Hand Forms. Arima Turner captured the bronze medal competing in the Beginners over 36 division. Chile Batalo finished second in the Chum Sam Form division. The first gold medal was won by Milana Powell competing in the Advanced division with her form called the butt bow. Turner picked up his second medal of the day when he won the silver medal for straight sword. Botello won the silver medal during the intermediate girls long weapon spear form division. Paul won the gold medal in the advanced girls straight sword division. Aiden Utterbridge won the bronze medal competing in the intermediate boys long weapons division. Alan Lemontage won the silver medal in the sparring division. Tyler Smith finished 10th competing in the men's elite field of the 2018 Houghton ETU Sprint Triathlon European Cup in the Netherlands on Saturday. Smith clocked a time of 56:29, and then yesterday Smith competed in the Triathlon Bundesliga elite men's race in Germany. Smith would finish 31st with a time of 58:51. Turning to Premier Division cricket action, St. George's Cricket Club defeated Western Stars by 6 wickets at the Wellington Oval. Western Stars would score 111 for 8, with St. George's scoring 114 for 4. In First Division, Cleveland County won by 8 wickets over the Devonshire Recreation Club. Devonshire Recreation Club scored 133, and Cleveland scored 134 for 2. Somerset Bridge won by 4 wickets over Warwick Workmen's Club. Warwick Workmen's would score 107 for 9, with Somerset Bridge scoring 111 for 6. Willicott defeated PHC by 5 wickets. PHC were bowled out for 113, with Willicott scoring 114 for 5. Matthew Oliveira continued competing in the USA at the Tour of the Americas Dairylands in Milwaukee. Representing Hot Tubes, Oliveira finished second during the Cafe Central Bay Classic Men's Junior 15 to 18 division. Oliveira finished third during the Downtown West Bend Concourse Time Trial in the Junior Men's 15 to 18 division. Teddy Shum and Gail Lindsay are the 2018 Nature Valley 5K Road Race male and female champions. Shum was able to hold off a strong challenge from youngster Tommy Marshall to clock a winning time of 18:52 with.
Thank you, Earl. Well, that's our newscast for tonight. I'm Diane Brewer. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Good night.